Hey there, Huron Valley. Welcome to another episode of our podcast where we highlight local stories. I'm Dr. John, I'm your local chiropractor, and I'm here with Jessica Forshee, who is a mindfulness coach and Reiki practitioner. Jessica, would you like to introduce yourself to the crew?
Absolutely. So as John said, my name is Jessica Forshee. I'm a mindfulness educator and a holistic practitioner. I do Reiki energy healing and clinical hypnotherapy, but really I help people find their sense of self again.
It's so important.
It is.
Jessica, you've told me before that you come from a corporate background.
I do.
What was it like coming from corporate and making your way into mindfulness?
So being in corporate, it allowed me to gain some tools that I use currently to teach mindfulness. So that was nice. And then the whole landscape is different, right? So I'm used to everybody working for one company and being like willing to support and whatever, but there are still people that are willing to support, but it was definitely different.
Yes, it's different when you have to find your own tribe versus when you're in the corporate world, you're placed into a tribe and you're like, okay, these are your supports, this is what's going on, this is your world now.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot different when we're individuals. What are some of the key moments that really triggered that switch from corporate world into mindfulness?
COVID was a big one. Everybody was working from home and it just seemed like this was needed more than what I was doing before. Like people need to heal and I needed to heal.
I love that. All right. And you had mentioned that you take some of those corporate experiences and you bring them into your mindfulness practice. Can you tell me a little bit about how you do that?
Yeah, I use process flows to help people understand how they're moving through life. And then we use the core belief system as the governing rule set for how one moves through life. So it's really tying in that awareness to yourself and your core belief system, where that comes from and where it's rooted. And by knowing that, you can change it.
Oh, yeah, so those core beliefs are important. So you want to help people and you moved into mindfulness. Can you tell me a little bit about how mindfulness helps people, especially if they're in those high-stress situations?
Yes.
Maybe the high-stress situation we were all in, COVID.
Yes. Helps people by really reconnecting the mind and the body, understanding those times when you are in a heightened state and what symptoms are happening, right? So if your heart rate is high, if you have a high blood pressure, even those moments when your shoulders start to come up, right? How long does it take you before you actually notice that? For me, it used to be 3 or 4 days, and then I'd be like, why do I have a headache? Oh yeah, because my shoulders are up because my nervous system is activated.
Oh yes, the importance of knowing yourself, those little habits that we have, whether it be raising the shoulders or whatever your sign is that you're starting to get a little too stressed. That's very important. Do you have any big cases or people that you've worked with that are like big wins in your mind, big success stories, or little success stories, but meaningful to you that you could share with us?
Yeah, so I had this one woman come in and she was dealing with a lot of stress with her job, stress with her job and just anxiety, and we did hypnotherapy for that. And she actually wears like an aura ring, so it's like a Fitbit, right, that's on your hand, and it tracks her blood pressure and heart rate and all sorts of stuff. And she always said that when she would come in for a session, it would ask her if she wanted to record her nap time. And then with her stress throughout the day, she said it would track like 6 hours of high stress time during her day. And after we were done, it was like a half hour a day, maybe.
That's amazing. That's a significant change. You're losing 5.5 hours of stress every day.
Yes.
Ooh, that's great. And you mentioned that you were using hypnotherapy for that. Can you tell me a little bit about how hypnotherapy and energy work play a role in your practice?
Yeah, we all know that we have a conscious and subconscious mind. Our subconscious holds our core belief system. We build that core belief system up until the point we're 7 years old by cause and effect. So with that core belief system, we can understand how our actions are rooted in our beliefs. So if you have a habit of procrastination or negative self-talk, we can use hypnotherapy to activate that and go back to the underlying belief and rewrite your system. The energy work plays in because you are a consciousness in a bioelectric meat suit. And I truly believe that Reiki is just another energy on the electromagnetic spectrum. And so when your nervous system is in that heightened state, it's going crazy, right? It's an alarm system. We use the hypnotherapy to bring you back down, right? And then the Reiki energy healing to clear out any negative things that are in your chakra system.
I can imagine that would be important if you have some kind of incongruence in your energy system, that you would want to get that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody's completely new to mindfulness and energy work and all this world, how would they want to get started? Maybe what are some simple things that a newbie to mindfulness could do?
I always like to say meditation, and don't get me wrong, I still struggle with meditation routine, but finding those small moments in life to take the pause and just focus on your breath for a minute. And it doesn't matter if you sink to the bottom of the chaos for 3 seconds or 5 minutes, at least your body remembers that point is there, and that's a valid data point, and that's where you're supposed to be. So yeah, meditation, definitely, and then just moving your body, staying active.
And a lot of people are seeking fulfillment, connection, and joy, happiness. Is that something that mindfulness can help with? Is that the right track for them to be going down?
Yeah. Mindfulness can create that joy by finding the small moments in the mundane. So if you're grocery shopping or walking around the block with your kids or whatever, you can take those small moments and make them fantastic, right? Just finding the joy, either by chasing your kids around or, I don't know, dancing to the music at the grocery store while you're shopping. But it's really in those small moments where we find joy. And sometimes people get so busy that they forget to look at those small moments.
Oh yes, I found myself doing that before. And it is so important to remember what matters and connect to just stopping and smelling the roses, what's in the moment.
You got it.
Earlier you mentioned these core beliefs, and they play a role whether you're in corporate or if you're an individual mother trying to take care of their kids and was concerned about your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
How do these core beliefs impact our life, and why are they so important? Why is it so important to audit them, not just to have them?
Yeah, so core beliefs are important to be aware of because they are what governs how you move through life, and it's subconscious, so you don't even realize it. For example, if you are driving down the road and you see somebody stopped and it looks like they're broken down, do you stop and help? Why? Why, if you want to help, why do you stop to help, right? A lot of people try to lead with kindness and that thing. If you are male, you might be more apt to stop. If you're female, you might not stop just because of safety concerns. But all those things, we make that decision in a split second. And those are the decisions that our governing rule set or our core beliefs manage. And so auditing that, keeping an eye on the system, understanding how it works, and then modifying your core belief system, either using just mindfulness or hypnotherapy, can drastically change your life because those decisions you make in a split second are based on a different set of rules. It can completely change your outcome to life. And if we bring that back to being in that heightened state, the body responds to what the mind believes. So if your shoulders are coming up, you're scared about something. Humans are just another animal in nature. So if you're in that heightened state and you don't feel safe, there's no way that your brain is going to have the full capacity to do anything.
So we don't want to have a control complex of any sort or control issues, but you are saying that mindfulness and auditing our core beliefs is the first step towards an actual sense of control in our lives. Because we're actually having some awareness, so we can begin to change things for real, rather than this fake control, try and change all these things that aren't even in my control.
Yeah, and it deals with the neuroplasticity of your brain, which is the brain's ability to change its own landscape. Electricity follows the path of least resistance, which is what your brain is, right? And the more electricity that flows down a neural pathway, the larger the neural pathway gets. It reinforces it every time, which makes it far easier for electricity to flow through it. But if we think about mindfulness and rewriting that system, so in the moment we make that split decision of to stop, not stop for the car, or to stop for the car. And then we think about why. We have the awareness, like, oh, I just made that decision subconsciously, but it was, now I'm bringing it to conscious awareness. And staying with that decision for a couple seconds and knowing where it comes from, and then pivoting to the positive. If you want to change your habits, you pivot to the positive, like a positive core belief you want to have, or you redirect the core belief and you want a positive action to come out of it. You do that, so it pulls that electricity away from that other neural pathway and pushes it a different way, creating another neural pathway. But in doing that, every time electricity flows through that new neural pathway, you reinforce that pathway and subsequently starve the negative pathway.
It's really making me think of that classic saying, the wolf you feed, the neural pathway you feed is the one that will win.
Yep.
I love that. So if somebody's wanting to get started in mindfulness and maybe they're not ready to get a coach and go full out there, do you think that workshops are a good opportunity and a worthwhile experience for people?
Yes, I definitely do. Workshops are a wonderful way to dip your toe in. So I do a Reiki share the third Thursday of every month.
And what's a Reiki share like?
A group of people get together and we practice Reiki on each other. It's just an energy of love, right? Frequency, vibration, whatever you want to call it. Just good vibes all around.
I imagine that could be beneficial for almost all of us.
Yes.
Even just that alone, just the good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any workshops coming up soon? Or what's coming up in your calendar this year? Any exciting events that we should know about?
Okay. The Reiki share, the third Thursday of every month. And then I have a retreat coming in September. We have a retreat coming in September.
I'm helping out with that one.
Yeah, September 13th through the 15th. It's called Find Your Light, Journey to Authenticity, a wellness retreat. It's all about stripping away the ego, redefining love for yourself, and moving back into an authentic state.
Again, I keep saying this, but that is something that's so important and that almost all of us can benefit from. But I bet there's a lot of individuals out there who are feeling called to that right now. Mm-hmm. We're like, okay, that's me in this season of life. I'm ready for that change, to return to myself. So this should be a fun opportunity. Where can people find you? Are you on social media? Are you on Facebook? Where are you at?
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm just starting a TikTok, but Matter Over Mind Services. Or you can visit the website, matterovermindservices.com, or give me a call.
That's wrapping things up for the day. Thank you for being here, Jessica. I really appreciate the work that you do for our community. I'm excited for our September retreat. I'll see you then. Anything that you want to leave the audience with? Maybe a motto that you live by or something interesting for us?
Ooh, stay weird, be kind.
Oh, I love that. What does that mean to you?
For me, being an individual was all about embracing my small quirks, which may not be seen as everybody's cup of tea, but it's my cup of tea. I will enjoy my own tea. So, yeah.
That's amazing. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Huron Valley. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And stay weird. What is it?
Stay weird, be kind.
Stay weird, be kind.
This episode was sponsored by the Chiro Tribe Chiropractic.
When you're ready to embrace a healthier perspective tailored to your needs, discover a world of wellness with the Chiro Tribe.
Everybody say, bring my bone alone. Come on, bring my bone alone.
At the Chiro Tribe, we specialize in easing daily pains and discomforts at our House of Wellness, where we focus on what truly works for you.
Everybody say, bring my bone, hey, bring my bone alone. Everybody say, bring my bone alone. Yeah.
Experience the difference at Chiro Tribe Chiropractic and Wellness in Highland. Call or text at 248-800-6214 or visit us online today.